Today it is morning of 23rd September when sun is rising for the duration of 6 months on South Pole. And as you know that Kumbhakarna used to sleep for 6 months, and for 6 months it was day for him. So it is supposed that Kumbhakarna might have been the resident of the Antarctica continent. There sun is rising and the duration of day will be for 6 months starting from 23rd September again to 21st March. Now let us be in a room that has 4 doors, all the 4 walls, but opening in only one direction, north. So which is that place? Can you imagine? Yes, that place, that room is built on South Pole. Here if you construct a room having 4 walls, then the door of all walls will open northward. From this point all directions are north. And this is the continent in world which is the coldest continent and windiest continent, and it is ice capped or ice covered continent. Now its name is Antarctica continent. What is Antarctic? As you know that Arctic is imaginary line in North Hemisphere, the value of which is 66 degree and 30 minute north, but its real value, astronomical value, is 66 degree 32 minute north latitude, and just its anti means in its antipodal position it is Antarctic, means anti-Arctic. The location of which is in South Hemisphere and value like the Arctic Circle is 66 degree and 32 minute south latitude. Thus, this is Antarctic Circle which encircles the Antarctic continent. You know, Arctic is ocean, water body, while on its antipode, on South Pole, Antarctic is continent, land body. And Antarctic Circle encompasses the continent. Here one important point is that to the north of Antarctic Circle there are 3 oceans. One Atlantic, then Indian, then Pacific. But there some water is also found to the south of Antarctic Circle. So the water body to the south of this Antarctic Circle is collectively named Southern Oceans. Oceans means it is plural, means here the water of this Atlantic Ocean is found in Weddell Sea, and the water of Indian Ocean is also found here to some extent, but this Ross Sea is the part and integral part of this Pacific Ocean, but the Antarctic Circle separates Ross Sea, that is part of Southern Oceans, from the Pacific. This way there are small seas, part of Southern Oceans. Now about its location, you have known that it is an icy continent encircled by Antarctic Circle. Its area is 1 crore 40 lakh kilometer square, which is 5th largest continent in world. Means in area it is nearly equal to Arctic Ocean. Why? Because our Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle encircle the same amount of area. Now, its one important feature is it is in area nearly equal to Australia and also identical to Australia. Once this was a question asked in UPSC, which is the identical continent of Australia. So, answer is this Antarctica. If you see and study it physically, its shape resembles with that of Australia, and it is also supposed that in geological past, as paleotectonic reveals that Australia was associated physically with this Antarctica continent, that we will study in its geology. But here one important thing, that South Magnetic Pole is also located in this map, and it is moving at the rate of 10 to 15 km per year. As we have studied North Magnetic Pole in the map of Arctic Ocean, in the same way here this is South Magnetic Pole, and its location in 2015 was here. Here means out of Antarctic Circle, means to the southeast of South Pole. Am I correct or not? No, it is wrong. If there is question that the position of these things may be Graham Land, may be Amundsen Sea, question may be on Mount Erebus. So you are expected to tell the direction of these from South Pole. Answer will be only north, because from here this South Magnetic Pole is in north, not in southeast. Likewise, from here this Mount Erebus is in north, not in south. So this concept should be made clear. And one thing more, that here this is about its astronomy or astronomical location. You should make clear that here these are the meridian of longitudes, and here there is no equator on this map, because on the map of Arctic Ocean and Antarctic continent you cannot draw equator. Don't be confused that this is equator. All these are meridians radiating from South Pole in all directions, means northward. All are radiating towards north, and this is here 90 degree east, then 180 degree neither east nor west, then 90 degree west. For sake of convenience, you see this map, and this is South Pole. Antarctica is located in this, and it is zero meridian. It is 90 degree east, 180 neither east nor west, and 90 degree west. Here A, B, C, D, 4 sectors are written. Once there was question that in which sector India will fall. So, if you know the longitudinal extent of India, that is from 68 degree 7 minute east longitude to 97 degree 25 minute east longitude, then you can answer that the large part of India lies in sector A, but some part in sector B also. If there is such question that in which two sectors India will lie, then the answer will be A and B. But question will not be repeated. Other countries may be asked their location in which sector. For example, you give answer where in which sector Britain will be located. As you know that this zero meridian passes through Greenwich Observatory in London. So, Great Britain will have some part in sector D, some in A. In which sector France will be located, then you have to conceive the world and see world with this perspective. Till date, you have studied geography with the perspective of keeping the globe this side, means North Pole up and South Pole down. But for its study, you will have to watch the globe in this way and observe that here it is zero meridian from Britain, then 180 meridian, then to its east 90 meridian east, to east west 90. Then you take a photograph or picture from south and that map will be here, this map. Then you have to conceive that the France and European countries will be located here. Likewise, you may be expected to answer in which sector United States of America. So, from 0, you have to move west in sector D and in sector C. Australia will fall in which sector, B or C? Surely in B sector to the west of 180 degree. Thus, one question you can answer in this way. One noteworthy thing is that if here in place of South Pole you write North Pole, then this figure will be correct from direction viewpoint or not. No. If you will write here North Pole, then 0 and 180 will be the same. But in place of east, here will be west, and here in place of west, east will be written. The things will be reversed. But because it is south hemisphere, Antarctica continent, and in it is east, means India is here, Britain is here. Sun first rises in India, then later on in Britain, means sun's movement path is from east to west. Why? Sun is not moving. Because Earth is moving from west to east. It is correct. In both hemispheres, Earth moves from west to east. In North Hemisphere, South Hemisphere. But in books it is written, Earth rotates or moves on its axis anticlockwise. But here it is not anticlockwise. Because in clock, needle starts from here 12 and moves 1, 2, 3, 4 this way. It means this is clockwise. And Earth is rotating clockwise with South Pole perspective. Then it should be written clearly in books that Earth rotates anti-clockwise with North Pole perspective, while clockwise with South Pole perspective. So, this is the astronomical fact about the Antarctica continent. Now let us come to study geology of Antarctica continent. As you know that in the beginning there was a supercontinent called Pangaea, and if you add all the continents of the present day, they will set in well and they will be collected and they were situated at South Pole. Pangaea was disintegrated in two parts 200 million years back, North Angara Land, South Gondwana Land. Angara Land was again broken in two parts, one North America continent and the other this Eurasia continent. Likewise, Gondwana Land was broken into three, means South America, Africa and Australia. And India was geological part of Africa, which separated from that 80 million years back and became a geographical part of Asia. Thus, after the disintegration of Pangaea, the remnant was left here in the form of Antarctica continent. And here, this is Graham Land. Just to its north, you will see the South America's Cape Froward and Cape Horn. These two capes are closely set, which also explain the disintegration of Pangaea. One imagination you can make that here Australia is located in this side. This is north to the South Pole, or it is south to the South Pole. Don't be confused. Answer is north. So, in this sector, it is Australia. And Australia is moving northeastward. So, if you imagine that Australia's Cape York and Tasmania, two peninsulas are there, then which will set in this Ross ice shelf, which will set in this Ross ice shelf. So answer will be Cape York, northern part, or the Tasman Peninsula, the southern part. So the answer is the southern part. This is the geological history in brief of the Antarctica continent. The oldest rocks, Archean and Harvarian, predominate here. But a mystery is here that this is the archive or storehouse of a number of informations related to paleotectonic, paleomagnetism, paleoclimatology, paleobotany, paleoceanography. All things can be searched in this continent. And here it is also found that fossil fuels deposit is found there. It explains that this continent might have passed through our equator. This reveals the story that the disintegration of Pangaea that we are studying is not for the first time. It means Pangaea was disintegrated and reunited several times. That's why here fossil fuels are found, which explain that it might also have passed from our equator. After the study of geology, let us come to study geography. It is actually made up of plateau land, total plateau, as compared to Arctic Ocean, that was ocean basin consisting of ridges and basins. It is a plateau land. And in world, the average height of plateau of this continent is maximum. And as you know that here a number of massive on plateau are found, like Vinson Massif, the average height of which is 16,860 feet from mean sea level. And this is Plateau Land, Queen Maud Land, Victoria Land. These are a number of parts of plateau. And as you have studied Vinson Massif, here geographically one very important thing is Mount Erebus, and it is active volcano, the height of which is 12,450 feet high. It is located in Ross Sea. This Erebus is active volcano, which you will study in volcano. There are three active volcanoes in world. One is this Erebus, second Stromboli, which is called lighthouse of Mediterranean Sea, third Iceland volcano. So magma or volcanic lava erupts from it time to time. And one very important thing is that, as you know, that all the continents have moved out of this Antarctica continent. That why surrounding the Antarctica continent there is a constructive plate margin, and from that constructive plate margin volcanic material, volcanic gas comes out. What is importance of that volcanic gas? That volcanic gas has impact on its atmosphere, and sometimes question is asked that why there is ozone hole over Antarctica. If the credit of ozone hole goes to chlorofluorocarbon, and chlorofluorocarbon is being discharged by the developed nations in North Hemisphere, then why Antarctica ozone hole? You can explain that it is gas, it is argon gas that comes from the interior of the earth and depletes ozone over Antarctica. That's why Antarctica ozone hole can be explained with the help of this constructive plate margin. Thus, ozone hole over Antarctica can be related with the constructive plate margin around the Antarctica continent. Now, after this geography, let us come to climatic conditions. As you know that this is the coldest desert of the world because it has minimum temperature, and its about 90% area is covered with thick ice. 90% means which area is not covered. It is seen in this map that outside this Arctic Circle means this northern part of Graham Land may be free from ice coverage, although this is the outer limit of ice limit. It means this is the ice limit, means ice covers up to this line. So this line will be the line of ice in June or December, certainly in June, because when sun in June is in North Hemisphere, only then the ice coverage surrounding the Antarctica will expand. But when the sun will shine in December in South Hemisphere over Capricorn, this ice limit will shrink. So ice limit varies according to season, and 90% means this core land is covered with ice, only the outer parts are free from ice. What is thickness of ice? Studies reveal that about 1.9 kilometer thick ice layer is found here, and it is the one of the coldest deserts because here the temperature is minus 89 degrees Celsius. The lowest temperature has been recorded in Vostok. Vostok is a research station of Russia, and this is also the one of the driest continent. Driest means here no rainfall occurs. In the form of precipitation, snowfall, some precipitation takes place, and it is also windiest continent. Windiest why? Because very strong and fast winds blow here. As you know that the north and south poles are witnessed with the cold polar wind. In south hemisphere, between 60 and 65 south latitude, temperate cyclones originate, and that temperate cyclone rises up from tropopause. Some jets move northward, but some polar jets move southward towards the pole, and over pole at about 8 km height that converges makes polar vortex as on North Pole. Then the polar vortex at South Pole descends, makes high pressure, and from that high pressure at South Pole, cold polar wind moves or radiates in all directions. That's why it is called windiest continent. So and it is driest also because of no rain. So after studying the climatic conditions, let us try to know that here the scientists go for research in which month they will go, whether in the month of June or in the month of December. Surely in the month of November and December, as this table shows that Amundsen named my ship is there. Amundsen was explorer who reached December 14, 1911. Scott, January 18, 1912. Bird, as with his name it is clear, he reached by aeroplane on November 29, 1928, and January 19, 1958. These are the polar explorers of Antarctica continent who generally visited or reached there in the month of November, December, January. Why? Because in these months sun is in south hemisphere and there is summer season and ice limit has shrunk. That's why they do research work. Here about flora and fauna only, because summers are of short duration and soil is also tundra type. That's why moss, kai, lichen are found. And here in zooplankton, fish like krill, seal, and in birds, penguin and others are found. Thus, biospherically, this is not so fertile land, but climatically, it is a good research station. And here, world countries once divided this continent according to longitude, not according to latitude, because in longitude there are sectors like Australia was occupied between 0 degree to 20 degree, then 20 to 40 other country, then this way they divided it. When United States came to know, United States de-recognized this division, political division, and it was decided that all the countries willing to do scientific research in any field are free to establish their stations, and American, European, Asiatic countries have established their stations here. India has also established Dakshin Gangotri here 1983, and then this Maitri station is also located there in 1990, and then at last Bharati Research Center has been established in 2012. And if you see these locations, these centers are here near 0 degree meridian. Why? because the India starts its Antarctic Research Center. India starts Antarctic Research Center from Goa, but Goa is located to about 74 degree east longitude. So, if ship is going exactly south, then the station should be on about 74 degrees longitude, but the two previous stations are on 0 degree meridian. Why? You may be expected to explain this. Its explanation is that from Goa, in the two previous stations, the ships used to go to the South Africa. Then, from Cape of Good Hope, the ships moved south and reached at near 11 or 12 degree east longitude. But third one, Bharati Center, is located along 76 degree east longitude. Why? Because now our technology, our marine technology has developed and now ships are directly reaching there. That's why this Bharatiya station is located to the east of these two previous stations.